It was the issue of Torah observance that ultimately caused the rift between Paul and the official movement. In the Church of Antioch, it appears that both Jews and Gentiles dined together, which would have been a revolutionary accommodation by Jews who had once been strictly committed to the purity and dietary codes of the law. Then visitors from the Jerusalem Mother Church came to town sent, quote, from James, and changed this harmonious dynamic. Immediately, the Jewish members of the congregation began acting like Jews again, an offense to Paul and certainly to the church's Gentile members. Quote, but when Cephas, which is the Aramaic form of Peter, came to Antioch, I opposed him to his face, because he stood self-condemned. For until certain people came from James, he used to eat with the Gentiles. But after they came, he drew back and kept himself separate for fear of the circumcision party. And the other Jews joined him in this hypocrisy, so that even Barnabas was led astray by their hypocrisy. And when I saw that they were not acting consistently with the truth of the gospel, I said to Cephas before them all, if you, though a Jew, live like a Gentile and not like a Jew, how can you compel the Gentiles to live like Jews? Galatians chapter 2, verses 11 through 14. What must be noticed in this single controversy is that Paul puts himself in opposition to 1, the visitor sent from James, Jesus' own brother, 2, Barnabas, his fellow missionary and mentor, and 3, Peter, Jesus' chief apostle. When Paul writes of Peter, quote, I opposed him to his face, it sounds like a scene in which his temper had flared. Also, Paul chose to chastise Peter, quote, before them all, meaning the scene had occurred publicly. Such was Paul's conviction. Though Paul writes confidently of the Second Antioch dispute as if it were an argument in which he had prevailed, he never actually reveals its outcome in his letter. The events that followed may point to things having not gone Paul's way. 1, Paul and Barnabas part company after the Second Antioch incident, and Paul begins traveling with Silas instead. 2, Paul leaves Antioch and makes Ephesus his new base of operations. 3, Paul's missionary journeys move even further west into the Gentile lands and away from Jerusalem. And 4, Paul never mentions this dispute ever again in his letters. It should also be noted that whatever the outcome, Paul did not concede his beliefs. His letters show that he never imposed the Jewish purity or dietary regulations upon his congregations. Contending with Paul.